Summer is approaching, the sun is shining, and I hope you are going outside and getting some fresh air. With that being said, let's talk about what to expect for video games in the summer. Gaming does happen to be at its best during the summer, at least in my opinion, due to big presentations, big announcements, and of course, big games releasing. This year's summer is very special, so here are some big games to be on the lookout for, or start playing. So, I'll tell you what, why don't we get started with a game that has already released, and that is The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Breath of the Wild is one of my favorite games of all time, and I have been so ready to play this game ever since it was first revealed back in 2019. I've talked about this game before in some of my past videos, of course, I have to, right? In a channel about the video game industry, you have to talk about Breath of the Wild at some point. And this sequel, to no one's surprise, has been absolutely destroying it. Already selling over 10 million copies, already having very high numbers in streaming, and it just has insane reviews. I cannot wait to get into this game. I still am getting through a couple games in my backlog, but after that, it is time for Tears of the Kingdom. I cannot wait. If you are playing this game right now, tell me what you think. Do you think it's better? Do you think it's just as good? Is it one of your favorite games of all time? Did you finish it? What did you think? Looks like they have so many new ideas added, because that's a lot of people feel like, well, what's going to be different about this sequel compared to the predecessor? And well, it looks like they figured it out, so yeah. Tears of the Kingdom, you can buy this right now if you haven't already. Only thing I don't like about this game so far, from what I've seen, is it's $70. Alright, last time I talk about this game for a while, I promise, unless some other big news pops up. Final Fantasy XVI, the big JRPG of the year. Unfortunately, it is only on the PS5 for now. I wish I could play it on day one, but I do not have a PS5, at least not yet. But this game looks insane, and I'm saying that in a good way. The Devil May Cry-like combat, and the story, the more mature themes they are adding. This is the first Final Fantasy to have the more mature ratings across the board. And the way you can play with the Ifrit and all the other monsters, and all the other summons. The way you can play with the summons looks insane, the graphics are insane, the visuals are insane, the protagonist Clive looks amazing, the story looks really fun and engaging, looks like it's full of surprises. It's just every time I see gameplay of this game, it's like, yeah, this looks like it will be one of the best Final Fantasy games ever. Even if you aren't into the action-based combat of Final Fantasy, I think even you would find something to appreciate out of this. But yes, I'm very excited to see how this game turns out. Hopefully it's not a disappointment. I do not think it will be. It seems that they learned from what happened in Final Fantasy XV. Well, not a terrible game. I have not finished it, but from what I know and what other people have said about it, it's not a terrible game, but it doesn't really have that true Final Fantasy, touch to it. 7 Remake did, however, fix that with the action-based and the story and the way they just presented everything. So, and not only that, there's also Creative Business Unit 3, who has a very good track record of games. I think that they are doing everything right here. So, let's see what happens this June. Will this game be phenomenal, and will it be nominated for Game of the Year? Even if it doesn't win, will it at least be one of the nominees? We will find out. Pikmin 4. This game does not seem to be talked about too much, despite it having quite the history in terms of its franchise. However, regarding Nintendo, that does make sense because, you know. I have never played a Pikmin game before, however, when this trailer was revealed at the February Nintendo Direct, it did get me intrigued, because this game is very likely to be a lot of people's first Pikmin game, me myself as well, if I do get this. Because this game is very likely to be a lot of people's first Pikmin game, and will be like some sort of new introduction to this more niche Nintendo franchise. Again, Pikmin, Olimar, and all that. That is a very well-known franchise, but it's not like, a big one. It's like a major intellectual property that everyone who plays video games knows about. So, if you like puzzles, I would say check this out. Because there are definitely a lot of puzzle-oriented games created by Nintendo, and the Pikmin games are one of them. Maybe I should play a Pikmin game before this just to see if this is my type of thing. But we'll find out. Let's see how this game plays out. Another thing I would like to mention is that there is a new character in this game called Ochi, which is the pet dog. Well, the only question is, can you pet this pet dog? Let's talk about a game that has just released and is a multiplayer game, Street Fighter VI. Street Fighter VI is the step up to Street Fighter V, And now, with the sequel, people and the reviews have been saying that it looks and plays very well. So, if you need a game to play with your friends this summer, check out Street Fighter VI, I guess. And not only that, they have been adding to the story. I know people don't play fighting games for the story, but they have the trailer with the new events that occur in the Street Fighter timeline. There's lots of customization. It seems like the combat, the gameplay is very fluid. I don't really have much to say about this. I don't know if I will pick this up, but I'm leaving this game in here because I wanted to add a multiplayer game to play with your friends during the summer, and Street Fighter VI looks like the perfect game for that. So, if you are into fighting games, or are looking for a good multiplayer game to play online, play repeatedly, no end, or play with your friends, Street Fighter VI. Alright, next up, Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. This game was revealed at the Game Awards, and let's be honest, we already know From Software is some of the best in the business when it comes to video game development, especially with these past few years. Elden Ring is a massive success, and not only had sold so many copies, but also won Game of the Year. And the thing about From Software is that they're just super consistent with their Soulsborne games. But they always had this other franchise that wasn't Soulsborne, and wasn't as big as, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Elden Ring, but still had its footing, and that is Armored Core. And after so long, it seems that Armored Core is coming back, with the 6th installment coming this August. Looking at the gameplay trailer, it seems like it's very fast-paced, it's very over-the-top, music looks amazing, it looks like there's a lot of possibilities as to how this game could play out, and definitely with how From Software's reception is, it looks like Armored Core 6 is going to bring a lot of new players, and if this game is good, it will undoubtedly be the high-selling Armored Core game, and it's just going to offer a different perspective of what kind of games they make over there. So definitely keep an eye on this, whether you are or are not a From Software fan, or whether or not you like Soulsborne games. Keep an eye on this one. They're definitely going to reveal more trailers and more of an insight as to what is in this game, and it will come out in August and we will see what happens. Finally, let's talk about Immortals of Aveum. I'm putting Immortals of Aveum here because I want to check it out and I do want it to be good, but I don't feel very good about it. I'm not feeling very hopeful about this game, and I'll explain why. So what is Immortals of Aveum? Well, this game was revealed at the Game Awards 2022. It is developed by Ascendant Studios and is published by Electronic Arts. So who is Ascendant Studios? Well, Ascendant Studios is a studio that was founded in 2018 by veteran Dead Space and Call of Duty game developers, and this game will be their first major release. And well, from what we know, they have been very transparent about this game, which is good. Now, by transparent, what exactly do I mean? Well, they're saying okay, there are 80 different nodes in the talent tree, there's offensive and defensive magics of different colors, the game will be at least 25 hours, which is a lot longer than I expected, and there are PC specs for it. So that's pretty cool, They're telling us a lot of important information. However, the problem with this game is that it looks like the story is not going to be that interesting, as it follows Jack, who joins Elite Order of Battle Mages, and they're going to save the planet. So pretty simple. Now, you might be thinking, well, maybe this is a game where the story doesn't matter that much, so you don't play for the story, you just play for the game. And yeah, I understand that, but it's not just about that. It seems like the dialogue here is very strange, like a Forspoken vibe of weird fantasy dialogue, and it just feels so unfitting. It feels like that can make the game experience much worse. And not only that, I feel like this game could be mediocre because it just feels like the style and the gameplay, just the whole environment, it just makes it feel like it'll be forgettable really fast. It just feels like that game where, people will play it on Twitch for a few days, and then after they finish it, it's whatever, move on to the next one. But I would love to be wrong, because it does look fun, but we will find out on July. And that will be it for this video. Are you excited for any of the games listed in this video? Have you been playing Tears of the Kingdom or Street Fighter VI? Is there any game that I missed that you want to mention? Let me know. Like and subscribe for more content like this, and I will see you next time.